Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a classic film review. I was on vacation in Mexico last week and I downloaded some films to take with me to watch on the plane. 4-hour flight, perfect for a nice long Bollywood or Tamil film. So one of the films that I watched is Taare Zameen Par, which means like stars fall into earth. Obviously, this is Aamir Khan starring, but most importantly, it's Aamir Khan directing. And I think this was his directorial debut. But most importantly, it stars Darsheel Safary, who at the time of filming was only 9 years old. This kid was stunning. So the film is quite lengthy, and in the first half, we spend so much time. I mean, we don't even see Aamir Khan until, well over halfway into the film. And the beginning of the film, we see so many scenes of Ishaan, the young boy, being so mischievous. We see he literally gets dogs to eat his homework, so his parents don't know that he failed a test. We see him have a warm relationship with his older brother who excels at sports, excels in school, but what Ishaan loves is art, and he's completely creative. His whole room is decorated with paintings that he's done and drawings, and he's obviously a very bright, intelligent boy, but he just is failing at school. And we see he's also being bullied by some of the kids at school and in his neighborhood. So he's got a really difficult time. And it's to the point where he bunks school, he plays hooky, is what we would say here in the States, and just wanders all over the city to avoid having to go into school when he hasn't had his failing test signed by his parents. His parents despair, his father's not very sympathetic, and they send him to a boarding school. So I thought, oh my gosh, this first section is so long, because I'm thinking in my head, isn't Aamir Khan in this movie? But it established so much what a bright, vivacious, mischievous child he was. And then when he gets to that boarding school and he's treated so roughly, wrapped in the knuckles, and he just feels abandoned by his family, and you see him go into this deep depression. And that's the thing, is that we've had this establishment of what he was, and then we really see, because Aamir shows us how far he's come to this point where he's just almost, I mean, he's not responding to anything. So when Aamir comes in and is like, you know, the substitute art teacher and singing this crazy song and acting like a clown and just being, you know, crazy as only Aamir can be, no reaction from the kid. And when I realized now that this kid was really 9 years old when he was playing the range of emotions that he did in this film, it's just absolutely stunning. It's really a stunning performance. And kudos, I mean, it's got to be natural talent, but kudos to Aamir Khan for drawing this performance out of this young boy. It had, you know, it's really difficult to work with child actors, and I was reading up on Darsheel and how school was not going to be very accommodating to him missing so much schoolwork, and Aamir promised I will have private tutors and all of this. So he had to keep up with his schoolwork as well as work on this big film. Just absolutely stunning. I mean, there was a lot of good kid acting, but I was blown away by this kid. I can see this was not a movie, however, to watch on a plane when you're sitting in the middle seat. And I will tell you why. Because once all of this, you know, once we got past that first section where he's so mischievous and happy, this is what I was doing the entire, you know, it's like this, like this, it's like this. oh, I was crying and crying and crying, and I just kept tearing up, and then tearing up because of the heartwarming things that happen and the changes that Aamir brings to this young kid's life. And so it's hard when you're cramped like this at the middle seat and you're trying not to bother the person next to you, and I was constantly wiping the tears away. Oh my goodness. This shows the effect that one special teacher can have on a child's life. My youngest son, who's still in high school, he's told us that he wants to go study to be an elementary teacher in college. And I want to show him this film because, you know, I thought I knew about dyslexia, but I realized how much I really didn't know and how well it was portrayed in this film. And it really teaches you about the disease and the way Aamir talks to the parents and explains it to them, explains it to us in the audience as well. And then we see the steps that Aamir takes to retrain Ishaan's brain to read. All of that was fascinating, and the montages that they did to show all of that shows that there's hope. It's not just a diagnosis and then, okay, you're hopeless. No, just showing how he can make a transformation in this child, even over a short amount of time. I mean, it was over months, but still over a relatively short amount of time, because the kid was extremely bright. But it also, the point of the movie is you can't just have emphasis on sports or on, you know, grades and math or whatever. That some children think outside the box, and their creativity and their art and whatever should be celebrated as well. And I think Ishaan's mother always felt that way, but then most mothers do. It was really a message to the father, Vipin Sharma, who just, unfortunately, he sort of has that face where he sort of seems menacing, right? You know, I mean, he's been in Gangs in Wasseypur and other films like that where I've seen him in kind of negative roles. So he just kind of had that connotation in my mind when I saw that he was the father. Yes, he had some tender moments with Ishaan, but really his role in the film was to be for all, you know, stand in for all of those stern fathers, for all those stern teachers who don't see the value in a child who is a square peg trying to fit into a round hole, who doesn't fit the mold that every other, you know, of the structures of great grades or great sports or whatever. Wow, what a wonderful film. I love, one of the things I really love about Aamir Khan, I mean, he's a fantastic actor, and but he uses his stardom for such good purpose, you know? He uses it to educate us about issues, to point out issues, but to show them to us in entertaining ways to really make the audience think. But you know, it's not like he's preaching to us. There's still extremely entertaining films. I'm thinking of Dangal, I'm thinking of Secret Superstar, you know, the list goes on and on. He just is such a creative person, and I love how he uses his stardom for good. He just is such a talent. He's just such a talent. He's a treasure. So, what a special film. I really enjoyed it so much. But like I said, maybe not the best one to watch on a plane in front of a lot of other people where you're going to be crying a lot. And you don't have a Kleenex in your purse. Oh. Anyway, if you enjoyed this film review, please press that like button, share the video. Follow us on Twitter at PardesiYT. Subscribe to the Pardesi channel. If you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification whenever I have a new film review, trailer reaction, or live stream.